The Department of Labor and Employment, or DOLE, has a vision is for every Filipino worker attain full, decent and productive employment, and a mission to promote gainful employment opportunities, develop human resources, protect workers and promote their welfare, and maintain industrial peace. In Region 10, the DOLE Regional Office is working with its 6 provincial field offices. Under its umbrella, it has 10 attached agencies composing as members of the Regional Coordinating Committee, or the RCC, and chaired by the DOLE Regional Director. National Labor Relations Commission, 8th Division and the Arbitration Branch. National Conciliation and Mediation Board. Occupational Safety and Health Center. Employees Compensation Commission. Technical Education and Skills Development Authority. Overseas Workers Welfare Administration. Professional Regulation Commission. Philippine Overseas Employment Administration, Regional Extension Unit. Regional Tripartite Wages and Productivity Board. Public Employment Service Office. Under the 22-point labor and employment policy agenda of President Benigno S. Aquino III, the DOLE and its RCC have an overarching goal of investing in our human resource to make us more competitive and employable while promoting industrial peace based on social justice. The following are our package of reforms are crafted to give meaning and substance to the President's social contract with the Filipino people and inspired by his vision of a transformed, just, and righteous Philippines. Employment and skills development promotes the creation of sustainable enterprises and increased efficiencies to move out of poverty. On this, the DOLE explores opportunities through these reform programs for increased investments in human resource development to achieve full and productive employment. Job Fair. It is an employment facilitation strategy aimed to fast-track the meeting of job seekers and employers or overseas recruitment agencies in one venue at a specific date to reduce cost, time and effort, particularly on the part of the applicants. Through Job Fair, Jobs Bridging, which is a major event of TESTA, utilizes partnership and facilitation of linkages through registration, actual interview of job seekers by the industries, facilitation of internship programs of private companies and TVET providers. Special Program for the Employment of Students is an act implementing RA 7323, is operating year-round to help poor but deserving students pursue education by encouraging employment during summer and Christmas vacation breaks. It caters to student secondary, tertiary, vocational, technological institution, intending to enroll in any of the schools, and student dependents of displaced or would-be displaced workers, falling under the ages 15 to 25 years old. Interested applicants shall apply to their respective city or municipal LGU Public Employment Service Office or PESO or participating private agency. Overseas Workers Welfare Administration is the government welfare institution that promotes the interest and social protection of member overseas Filipino workers or OFWs. Still on scholarships, OFW members are also entitled to avail scholarships for their qualified dependents. Education for Development Scholarship Program. OFW Dependent Scholarship Program. Skills for Employment Scholarship Program. Seafarers Upgrading Course. Education and Livelihood Assistance Program. Dolo Watulai Microsoft Project. In promoting the creation of sustainable enterprises and increased efficiencies to move out of poverty, Dole gives trainings on Testis direct training provision. School-based programs refer to the direct delivery or provision of TVET programs by the TESTA-administered schools. Center-based programs refer to training provisions being undertaken in the TESTA regional and provincial training centers. Community-based programs are trainings for enterprise development programs that primarily address to the poor and marginal groups, or those who cannot access, or are not accessible for formal training provisions. Enterprise-based program are enterprise-based programs being implemented within companies or firms. On TVET trainers development or training. The Trainers Development Program provides continuing training to trainers, administrators, supervisors and non-teaching personnel to improve and upgrade the delivery of technology-based instruction within the TVET sector. The program focuses on the technologies, approaches, and methodologies that address the market demand, prepare the trainees to meet the requirements of the national certification system and enable TVET personnel to upgrade their skills in their areas of specialization. The TESTA Specialist Technopreneurship Program is a holistic program approach to help TESTA-trained and certified workers get into productive undertakings to help themselves through the provision of services by the households of the immediate environment. On getting reliable labor market information. PhilJobNet. Skills Registry System. TESTA's Blue Desk. On career and employment coaching and guidance advocacy. Labor education for graduating students or LEGS, provides a bridge between school and work and assists young students in choosing an appropriate and sensible career. In relation, TESTA's Youth Profiling for Starring Careers is a multi-component career guidance program designed to help students choose appropriate course to pursue college. It provides aptitude and job interest assessment, labor market information, education and training information, career profiling and career guidance and counseling. Public Employment Service Office is a community-based and maintained largely by the local government unit. PESO carries out full employment and equality of employment opportunities for all, and for this purpose, to strengthen and expand the existing employment facilitation service machinery of the government. Guidance Network plays an important role in guiding students, parents, teachers and public on the right information on labor market in order to address job mismatch in the country. Capacity building for PESOs is undertaken for the Employability Enhancement Training Seminar for their clients' job seekers that include Basic Employment Services and Basic Management course. For efficient delivery of employment service, regulation programs include Alien Employment, which is a document issued by the Department of Labor and Employment which authorizes a foreign national to work in the Philippines. Private Recruitment Placement Agency aims to govern and regulate the activities of all individuals and entities engaged in the recruitment and placement of persons for local employment. The DOLE is authorized to issue a certificate to an individual, partnership, corporation, or entity to operate a private recruitment and placement agency. Contractors and subcontractors of the Department Order No. 18-A is an arrangement whereby a principal agrees to put out or farm out with a contractor or subcontractor the performance or completion of a specific job, work or service within a definite or predetermined period, regardless of whether such job, work or service is to be performed or completed within or outside the premises of the principal. Working Child Permit is secured from DOLE when a child's employment or participation in a family undertaking, public entertainment or information, provided that the parents or legal guardian express agreement that the employer ensure protection, health, safety, morals and normal development of the child. Rural Workers Association under PD 442 of the Labor Code of the Philippines, as amended. The DOLE is mandated to process the application for registration of Workers' Association organized for the mutual aid and protection of its members or for other legitimate purposes except collective bargaining in order for them to acquire legal personality. Construction Safety and Health Program requires that every construction project shall have a suitable construction safety and health program duly approved by DOLE prior to the start of the construction project. On capacity building for livelihood, DOLE Integrated Livelihood Program or DILP contributes to the government's national agenda of reducing poverty, which the Department of Labor and Employment implements, otherwise known as DOLE Kabahayan Program, especially to enhance the existing livelihood undertakings of self-employed workers in the informal economy into viable and sustainable business that will provide income at par with the minimum wage earners. Engage unemployed workers in livelihood undertaking to make them productive, and the rank-and-file wage workers in collective enterprise or undertakings to augment their income. Restore the lost livelihood recourses of workers who were affected by natural calamities and disasters. On TESTA programs. Under the Program Registration and Audit, Program registration in UTPRAS is the mandatory registration of technical vocational education and training programs with TESTA. It is the system that ensures compliance of technical vocational institutions with the minimum requirements as prescribed under the promulgated training regulation to include curricular programs, faculty and staff qualifications, physical sites and facilities, tools, equipment, supplies and materials and similar requirements prior to the issuance of the government authority to offer or undertake technical vocational education programs. A TVET institution has to comply with the requirements of registration prior to its offering of a program. Upon completion of all the requirements, an institution is issued a certificate of program registration and the program is officially listed in the TESTA Compendium of Registered Programs. The program is subjected to a compliance audit and in some instances surveillance upon receipt of complaint by TESTA. On competency assessment and certification, TESTA pursues the assessment and certification of the competencies of the middle-level skilled workers through Philippine TVET qualification and certification system. The assessment process determines whether the graduate or worker can perform to the standards expected in the workplace based on the defined competency standards. Certification is provided to those who meet the competency standards. This ensures the productivity, quality and global competitiveness of the middle-level workers. Professional Regulation Commission or PRC. Administer, implement and enforce the regulatory policies of the national government with respect to the regulation and licensing of the professions under its jurisdiction through the professional regulatory boards. On enforcement and dispute resolution. Voluntary compliance is a development approach in ensuring the private establishments to voluntarily comply with the general labor standards, occupational safety and health standards and other existing labor mechanisms. Self-assessment shall be undertaken by employers in the private sector employing at least 200 workers and unionized establishments with certified collective bargaining agreements regardless of the number of workers employed. Incentivizing labor compliance program gives due recognition and incentives to a company's initiative to voluntarily comply with labor laws or by assisting a non-compliant company through training and technical assistance to enable it to comply with the requirements set by law. Kapati Ranwise is a Big Brother Small Brother project wherein large companies are the big brothers, that are fully compliant with labor standards and are willing to share their resources and expertise, assist micro and enterprises or small brothers in improving their work conditions particularly in the field of occupational safety and health. This will eventually enable the small brothers to comply with labor standards. This project also aims to empower the small brother to share their experience of workplace improvements to other micro and small enterprises. Labor Relations Human Relations and Productivity Seminar or LHP is DOLE's contribution in the labor education and advocacy aspect to address the challenge of business competitiveness in the workplace. It is a one-day course for employees, supervisors, employers or mixed employees and employers or supervisors. It is a massive labor management education that espouses and inculcates adherence to labor laws, harmonizes work relations and provides tools and techniques for global competitiveness. Continuing Labor Education Seminar is a seminar on specialized topics about the rights of workers conducted in organized or non-organized group of workers in the private sector. Compulsory compliance through routine and complaint inspection, where establishments are made to compulsorily comply with the general labor standards, occupational safety and health and other existing labor laws. Safety and Health Program involves the conduct of training and research projects on occupational safety and health to inculcate awareness of safety and health at the workplace among employers and workers. Among the training courses conducted are on basic occupational safety and health, work environment measurement, construction safety and zero accident program. This program is in collaboration with DOLE's attached agency, the OSHC. Occupational Safety and Health Center. It is envisioned as the expert authority for research and training on matters pertaining to safety and health at work. It provides the expertise and intervention mechanism to improve workplace conditions in the Philippines. List of trainings. Mandatory courses and other OSH courses. Zero Accident Program. It includes advocacy, compliance, training, networking, and productivity. GKK. It recognizes outstanding contributions on OSH of companies and individuals. Training services. Biological monitoring, medical examinations, work environment measurement, safety evaluation and audit, testing of PPE, ventilation testing and evaluation. On dispute resolution. SPEED, or the Speedy Disposition of Cases program of the NLRC, is a measure adopted and implemented to expeditiously resolve and dispose of labor cases brought before the jurisdiction of this office within the period of 6 months from filing thereof. Thus, labor cases filed for the period of July to December 2011 should be all resolved and disposed of until June 30, 2012. SENA, or the Single Entry Approach, which the NLRC has begun putting in place. The Single Entry Approach desks in compliance with Department Order No. 107-10, Series of 2010 of the DOL, which mandates a 30-day mandatory conciliation mediation for all labor and employment cases under the Single Entry Approach, a reform initiative that seeks to provide a speedy, impartial, inexpensive, and accessible settlement procedure for all cases affecting workers and employers. The Employees' Compensation Claims Disposition, on the other hand, has programs like the continuing workshops for claims processors of the systems to discuss, clarify and solve issues that crop up from time to time to ensure that the claims of workers are settled promptly. The Appealed Cases Monitoring Program ensures that all appealed cases with complete documents are settled in 40 days or less. The EC Case Digest and Precedent-Setting Decisions Monitoring Program keeps track of the EC decisions appealed to the Court of Appeals and the Supreme Court. And the Templating Program, which provides templates of decision formats for the various categories of appealed cases for easy decision writing. The NCMB shall ensure prompt response to all labor management disputes that may arise and shall work towards their early and amicable settlement. 3 main programs and services of NCMB: providing conciliation and preventive mediation services, full utilization of grievance procedure and voluntary arbitration services, promotion and maintenance of labor management schemes in the plant level. The Social Protection and Welfare pillar of the Department of Labor and Employment seeks to improve access to social protection mechanisms, improved wages, better working conditions and expanded employment opportunities for all workers. Family Welfare Program seeks to introduce the concept of promoting the welfare of workers and their families as a key to workplace productivity and improved worker management relations. It is an advocacy program that draws corporate support in promoting workers' quality of life by adopting a family-centered approach in the workplace. It advocates for the integration of the 10 dimensions, which also serve as a guide in implementing the program: reproductive health and responsible parenthood, education, gender equality, spirituality or value formation, income generation, livelihood cooperative, medical health care, nutrition, environment protection, hygiene and sanitation, sports and leisure, housing, transportation. Social amelioration program involves the distribution of cash bonuses to sugar workers drawn from the stabilization fee collected per pickle of sugar liquidated by trading institutions and deposited to Land Bank of the Philippines. Social economic program related fund, which is the granting of financial death benefits to the heirs of deceased sugar workers in the amount of 7,000 pesos. And maternity benefits to women sugar workers for the first 4 deliveries in the amount of 2,000 pesos per delivery. With a membership fee of $25 US, an OFW is entitled to avail the following benefits: disability and dismemberment benefit of up to 100,000 pesos for injuries due to accidents while working abroad. Death benefit shall be received by legal heirs of 100,000 pesos due to natural cause and 200,000 pesos due to accident. Burial benefit is given on top of the death benefit with a rider of 20,000 pesos to legal heirs for the funeral expense. The National Program Against Child Labor provides preventive advocacy and effective protection to working children from abuse and exploitation, and promotes children's rights and welfare. Component activities of the program include action research, organization of parents and communities, development of capabilities of all stakeholders, providing rehabilitative services, and legal protection. The Employees' Compensation Commission also caters to the rehabilitation of occupationally disabled workers or ODWs and bringing back occupationally disabled workers into the economic mainstream. Programs include ECC Quick Response Team Program, which ensures the presence of the ECC team within 48 hours from the outbreak of a compensable disease or the occurrence of a major work accident in a particular workplace for the provision of the victims and their family psychosocial counseling and information or assistance on the filing of the appropriate EC claims. To prepare departing OFWs for life overseas, a pre-departure education program is provided as a mandatory orientation or training that consists of a whole-day country-specific pre-departure orientation seminar on contract familiarization, profile of the country of destination, stages of OFW's life, health and safety, airport procedures, government programs and services. A 3 to 6 days live-out training on a comprehensive pre-departure education program for household service workers or HSWs on language training, culture familiarization, and stress management. Workers' assistance and on-site services. Repatriation includes bringing distressed OFWs back to the country or bringing back of human remains. Emergency repatriation is carried out in the event of any political unrest or natural calamities. POEA is mandated to protect the rights of overseas Filipino worker as a human being. POEA conducts regular pre-employment orientation seminar to would-be OFWs to educate participants to know the legal mode in applying for overseas employment, labor and employment conditions, migration realities and other facts on overseas employment. POEA also caters name hire processing. A name hire refers to a worker who is able to secure an overseas employment opportunity without the assistance or participation of any agency. Another facilitation of POEA is the issuance of a seafarer registration certificate to qualified applicants who will be working on board a vessel on international waters to keep track of Filipino seafarers working abroad. The SRC can only be replaced/reissued if it is lost or if changing ranks and if it is expired. POA also provides free legal assistance to victims of illegal recruitment and related cases, including but not limited to legal advice, assistance in the preparation of complaints and supporting documents, institution of criminal actions, and whenever necessary, provide counseling during preliminary investigation and hearings. And, in accordance of the mandate of the administration, provides a comprehensive and integrated education program such as Campaign Against Illegal Recruitment and Anti-Human Trafficking in Persons. This nationwide multimedia and sustainable grassroots information campaign creates public awareness on the laws and regulations in applying for an overseas job. The Regional Tripartite Wages and Productivity Board, under the supervision of the National Wages and Productivity Commission, advises the President and Congress on matters relating to wages, incomes, and productivity. On the advocacy aspect, conducts labor education program at firm level focusing on labor relations, human relations, and productivity. Productivity technologies on RTWPB's capacity building include a STIV Productivity Awareness Program, which is a firm-level values-based HR intervention for small and medium-sized enterprises in the industry, services, and agricultural sectors. STIV stands for The STIV Bayanihan is a productivity enhancement training program for Barangay micro-business micro-enterprises to support the growth of micro-enterprises by enhancing the entrepreneur's way of managing the business. Another productivity program is the Fives Good Housekeeping, that is an integrated concept of actions, condition and culture aimed at boosting productivity through basic housekeeping resources. And the service quality for key employment generators, which is a training intervention for workers in the hotel and restaurant industry that aims to enhance their knowledge and skills in providing error-free service to clients. In terms of social partnership, the DOL seeks to strengthen tripartism and broaden representation of workers as a tool for attaining employment goals, such as the Industrial Tripartite Council aims to streamline the role of government and empower workers and employers' organizations to enhance their respective rights, attain industrial peace and improve productivity. Through the RTIPC, or the Regional Tripartite Industrial Peace Council, with the involvement of members from the management, labor sectors and the government. Social auditors through Incentivizing Efficiency and Integrity Board, otherwise known as EIB. Freedom of Association. Governance reforms focus on two areas: broadening public-private sector partnership to maximize limited resources and introducing institutional reforms to ensure prudent spending, eliminate red tape, strengthen integrity and accountability of all officials and personnel, reduce processing time of key frontline services, and use technology to quicken the pace of service delivery. Capacity building for DOL personnel is also a priority through a human resource development program that rewards competence and builds character and ethical standards for excellence public service. Specifically, the institutional support includes Integrity Development Program, or IDIPE, HRD programs, Communication Program, Financial Management, Strategic Performance, Environmental Consciousness, the Green Hour DOL program.